we have three forms of the quadratic that we have been looking at: vertex form, standard form, and root form. It doesn't matter what form you're looking at. Any of the forms will tell you whether the quadratic opens up or opens down. What is it you're looking at to tell whether the quadratic opens up or opens down? If that A number is a positive number, what's going to happen to your graph? It's going to open up. If that A number is negative, what's going to happen to your graph? If your graph looks like this, is this point a maximum or a minimum? And if the point is up here, this point up here is a maximum. And the A is the same A in all of the forms. Okay? AX squared plus BX plus C. What form is this? How do you change standard form to root form or factored form? To change to standard form, you, I'm sorry, I said it backwards. To change to root form, you factor standard form. By the way, what is the standard form good for? What can you tell by just looking at the standard form? The y-intercept is 0 and whatever this C number is. If you are in standard form, how do you change to a vertex form? There's a little equation you need to remember. What is the little equation or formula that you need to remember? And this gives you the axis of symmetry. But the vertex point is on the axis of symmetry. After you do this, what do you do next? Whatever that number is, you substitute it into that equation and solve it for y to get the vertex point. What form is this? This A is the same as this A. Doesn't matter whether you're in this form or this form. The A tells you whether the parabola is pointing up or down, and the maximum or minimum depends on whether it's pointing up or down. What is vertex form good for? The vertex point is these two numbers. But what do you remember about this number? This I to you. If this says -2, the vertex is +2. This says +2, this part of the vertex will be -2. This one does not change signs. So this one gives you the vertex. How do you change from the vertex to standard form? You're going to use a box problem to multiply out the parentheses, then distribute A and add, I should say, and add the K. Some people just did the box problem and they forgot about distributing this number. Or some people forgot after they did the box problem and distributed, then they have to add that K number back in. And then if it's in standard form, then you factor it, just like we wrote up above, to get it into root form. I'll answer that in just a second with a specific example. Let's put all of our forms down. This is root form. Now, you see these negative signs here? That again means x is going to lie to you. If this is x minus 3, the root would actually be positive. And that's when you put it equal to 0 and solve it, you can see that. This is root form. What can you tell from root form? The roots are the R1 and the R2. They will change signs just like in the other form because of the negative sign in the formula. How do you change to standard form? X minus R1, X minus R2. You have a box problem to multiply that out, but don't forget that then distribute the A if the A is not 1. How do you change to vertex form? Because of the symmetry, the axis of symmetry has to be halfway in between root 1 and root 2. It has to be halfway in between the two roots. So you find the average. You add them together and divide by 2. That will give you part of the vertex. That actually gives you the axis of symmetry. Of course, the vertex is on the axis of symmetry, and then you substitute to find the other part of the vertex. The A in this will be the same A that's in the vertex form. So that is all of our information kind of grouped together instead of spread out. And I keep losing my